You want my hot take?
Yeah, go for it.
Rookie is the most unlucky or overrated player in history. Because I'm going to speak about this IG team. So what's the best ADC probably in the patch over the last few weeks has been Kai'Sa. They have Gala. They have Meiko. I think this is a meta that's driven by supports.
Jungle's pretty good.
For the first time, he's playing with very good players in the LPL.
Yeah.
So you could say, oh, so he has everything to perform and he hasn't, so he's overrated. But on the other end, it's the first time that mid lane matter as few. This is a swap lane meta and he plays with the Shy.
Right.
And there is, so what I'm trying to come, I haven't been able to phrase that out completely, right? But that could be like, you know, kind of a YouTube essay where it's like, you have a strong case for overrated and you have a very strong case for unlucky. Because I think the first time the planet aligned for Rookie in the last 6 years where he can actually showcase his talents, the game is in a state where none of his skills matter because being what he is doesn't like has no point in the game. And every single part of his team that could be a carry is actually held back by a factor of the game, which is usually swap laning or just like raw team fighting doesn't matter as much because you can always cross map. So I'll let you guys decide whether it's the unlucky or the overrated status for Rookie this split. But I just wanted to show it, like to bring back Rookie because last year we spoke a lot about him. And this year he has a good team and he's eliminated it. So what do you guys think? Overrated or unlucky?
I'll take this one first because the thing I will say is this. It's actually the angle I don't really like flex enough. I know people do say it on Reddit. It's the go-to of like, oh, he got inted by his teammates. But I think people miss that. It's not just the idea that like his teammates randomly in like the playoffs or the regional. It's that one of the reasons they int is oftentimes they're not actually that good players. Like the joke is people don't know this because they only watch internationals. If you only watch internationals, you would actually think the Shy never is bad. He has had times in the LPL he actually did play like a bomb. It's the reason why Dom has completely 180 his now. He thinks after the first couple of years he's a complete fraud and he's just like, now fucking shits the bed and just lives off having his name and being a world champion. If people don't get this, Rookie has never played in his entire career in a team you could actually categorize as a super team. Every single team usually had at least one player who was an insane leak, like the Bowland. By the way, some of the early IG rosters, that's how I know no one watches the LPL. Some of the early IG rosters are an actual nightmare. At one point, his ADC became his jungler, by the way, and you don't know his name now because he wasn't good at that role either. Like, it's fucking mental, some of the bad plays he's had. So I'm with you, Zabatine. The reason it is sort of insanely bad luck he is because actually the rest of his team's playing generally fine. On paper, they all look really good, and this might be actually his worst split ever. This will actually be the absolute bottom of the barrel. So it's going to make it look, though, I agree, to a fan, where it's like, we finally got all the players you wanted. It's like, yeah, first of all, mate, that's about like 4 or 5 years too late. Like, I wanted them when he was in his prime. And then I'm also with you as well. One of the things about Rookie that I always say I think made him the best, and this is why I know people just don't watch the LPL, is because, bro, what made him addictive to watch is he had what I call power laning. He would lane, but he wouldn't like int. He would just like contest all the fucking creeps and put roam whenever he wants. And he would play the Orianna like it was a fucking super aggro champion that like bullies you and dominates you. Like that was super good. I agree that isn't a thing in League anymore. Like, this is not a thing right now. It's like, that's why you're right. They've sort of normalized like the levels of all the Midlands. In fact, some of the absolute best Midlands don't have their edge anymore. It makes perfect sense why Trophy isn't like the MVP candidate. He was the god of laning. Like, that's where he could diff everyone in the world. So no, I'm sort of with you on this one. I mean, by the way, I'll even say, I even think the hot take's funny that you're right. It can even build the case that he's obviously, we were the frauds all along and he was never that good. And if you give him these players, he never would have done shit. I'll obviously just say, if you want a quick counter to that, thank you so much, fucking NIP Gaming. Thank you for what you did in the playoffs. Because actually, after that regular season, if this was the Premier League and there was only the regular split, Doinby was the MVP, and everyone would have said, Rookie's a fraud because Aki and Shanji are fine. Oh yeah, motherfucker. If anything, they proved that Doinby was the fucking MVP. Because when those motherfuckers came to the playoffs, they reminded me of when they were on NIP with Rookie, man. That's what I was used to seeing every fucking week. And like, I don't even know who the guy was who was playing in the fucking group stage in Jungle. That was like OMG. The guy in fucking NIP was a bomb, mate. So I'm almost, that proves Doinby was the MVP, and I agree Rookie was unlucky all the time, but also could be overrated if you hate him.
So I'm one of the few people who has actually, I have watched every single game Rookie has ever played, and a shitload of these POVs, okay? I can assert to you, he is not overrated. He is actually unbelievable. Like, He is disgusting. Like half of season 6, most of season 7, season 8, going into the first half of season 9 of Rookie is on just an individual technical League of Legends level, right? Watching POVs and LPL, it's unbelievable. He is genuinely unprecedentedly good. He is crazy, right? However, I even said it to you, Thorin, when you had your hot take for this show. There is actually a good team in here, by the way. This project isn't dead, but it can't have the Shy on it. There is no point in having Mako and the Shy be on the same fucking team as each other, because I don't think the Shy cares about anything that Mako has to say about League of Legends.
Okay.
Like, I don't see the buy-in. I don't see the point. Mako, it just doesn't mean... When you look at Mako's successful teams, it's like Coral 1, then it was it Mouse after that? It was Coral 1, Mouse, then it was Flandre. They were his best top laners, right? And all of them basically just done whatever needed to be done for the team. And then the Shy basically does whatever he needs to be done so that he can collect a paycheck for like next week, or he can continue his streaming career. Like, the Shy looks so checked out. He's not even playing solo queue, to the best of my knowledge. Like, he's like played like the least amount of solo queue in Korea, I think, this year. And he's still just like A-ramming all the time. Like, the guy, I think he's so checked out. But this team could be a really good team. They just need to find a way to like fix out the top lane, because if they bring a bit of stability there, if you watch Rookie versus Cream, the game that just happened, you can't say that Cream was just better than Rookie every single game. Across the series, he might have been better than like Rookie, but the whole idea that Rookie was just like completely overshadowed by Cream, he was completely like dogged on, and this is like a not that good version of like Rookie, and a meta that's like not all that well like suited to him. There's a possibility of a much, much better version of like Rookie could come along. And by the way, he done this last year as well, where the first half of the year he kind of like just coasted, and then the second half of the year Rookie was great, and he was actually playing like ADC mids for the first time, like Zeri, like Rookie Zeri. We got to see that like be like elite class on for one of the first times like last year. So I actually don't think. Put it this way, I'm not even interested with having the conversation with any fucking fan who talks about Rookie, because I've not watched his career. They're all fucking like lying. You can click on the VODs. There's ADG versus IG VODs from like 2017, which is like a marquee matchup at the time. It has 300 views on YouTube. And like, there's two guys arguing in the comment about how the pronouncers say, what's his name's, Duke's name. Like, sorry, not Duke's name, someone else's name at the time. And it's just like, yeah, that was like, that's the precedent. So here's the only thing. Rick is only overrated and under like one sense, and the fact of like if he wanted to win championships, he should have taken more responsibility with his career in terms of like what teams he choose on. Yeah. That's the only sense that he's overrated. Yeah. If Rookie's point in life to be a killer, to be a competitor, was to be on the best team he could ever be, he should have taken more care of his career. But I think he just wanted A, comfort, B, money, and like C, was the team good enough to at least maybe do something? Yeah. And that was Rookie was happy. That's the biggest criticism of Rookie, because the majority of the time in the server he was fucking sick.
By the way, that's actually the exact same argument people that know I always make for Froggen. It's like after the first few years, Froggen quite literally, I can tell you, just went for like money, or I'm comfy in this team, or like I want to live in LA and shit. Like just shit that like shouldn't, in my opinion, be like a main priority if you want to like show you're the best at the game, because you do need the team around you. You need to have a competitive team too. You need to be actually quite ruthless with teammates and stuff, in my opinion. Some of these people didn't do it. Okay. Not bad. Any final remarks, Nabatine?
No, I mean, I haven't been able to watch that much LPL, so I just saw the results of Rookie because that's one of the ones I follow, and I was like, so with everything that came up to this point, I had to ask whether he's overrated or unlucky.
I would literally agree with what Kira said. If you actually are a fan of like laning, go and watch, like he said, like the prime is like season 7. Go watch. So before they won the championship, before they integrated Shy properly, the Shy at the time was like a maniac, and they keep bringing Duke and etc. Go watch that season, mate, and it is unbelievable some of the shit he is doing. Like it's like Trophy-esque things now. He's winning lane every time, mate. It's like how, like every matchup, like, and then carrying all the gear. Pretty sure there's a reason at one point in time this was the guy they just like by default gave the MVP to every season. It fucking felt like everyone sort of could agree, no matter who won the LPL, this was like the best fucking player basically. And by the way, he's Korean at that, so It's not like they have a bias in that sense. Like they'd rather give it to Uzi I, wouldn't they? Spoiler, no one was ever giving fucking Uzi I the MVP, but we don't have that discussion. Maybe that's a future hot take, isn't it? See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.